What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Uh, hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and hit the notifications too, so that you're able to get all of my videos. Now, last night, we all know what went down. Uh, Plenty of action that took place. I mean, and I'm gonna talk about all of it. Don't you worry. Uh, I was pretty pleased with the action that I saw last night from all the games. But the Suns, man, ended up defeating the Pelicans 112 to 97. Uh, everybody's talking about Chris Paul, and he bounced back. He bounced back. Jones still. I'm not even taking anything away from Jones, but he showed his true veteran know-how and veteran presence in Chris Paul. Uh, he had 22 points and 11 assists. DeAndre Ayton had 19 and 9. But the big story was my favorite player on that squad in Mikal Bridges. Okay. Uh, I don't think people understand, man, the importance of a guy like Mikal Bridges, especially when he steps up and he's on it offensively. You know, I find it funny, man, when guys the only thing that they do is play defense. They tend to think that, oh yeah, well, this guy can't score, or this guy can't do this, or this guy can't do that, which isn't true, because you've seen that with Marcus Smart, who they had kind of, it came down to the wire with them in terms of the defensive player of the year. But I like how Mikal Bridges, if needed to, he asserts himself on offense. Um, and it goes back to the theory, what I was talking about when it came to a guy like DeAndre Ayton. Look, these guys, if they really wanted to, they could go out and go get 30. They could go out and go get 40. These guys could score if they really wanted to, but that's not their role. Okay, that's not their primary role. Listen, he's a do it all type of guy, and sort of like what they always say, a Swiss Army knife. Okay, this guy right here in Mikal Bridges had a historic night, and we all know that now he's amongst the names of several legends who have been able to achieve greatness in the playoffs in terms of 30 plus points and having multiple blocks in the game in Mikal Bridges. Okay. I compare him often. At one point, I was comparing Mikal Bridges to a guy like Robert Horry, but I think a guy like Michael Cooper is is better because of his size. He's a little bit taller than Cooper. Cooper's only um, he was only 6'5", but nevertheless, they still kind of do the same things. Uh, he joins a list of LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki, and Vince Carter. He had a 30-point game with 4 3-pointers and 4 blocks. That's the and he was and the thing about it is that he wasn't even looking. he wasn't even looking to, for no record or anything like that. He said he was just playing hard. He didn't even know when they had to show him what went on. That's how focused he was. He said the Sixers should have kept Bridges. I know, I know, I know, man. And I beat myself up every day. I know the brother Hitman X. He laughs at me all the time, but you gotta like a guy like Mikal Bridges. He's very important to both your offense and defense. I don't know why everybody just like puts him in one little box, but I like a guy that can do pretty much everything. Especially if you follow my channel. And when he came out of Villanova, I said that this guy, man, he's gonna be something. I don't know what it is, but he's gonna be something because he's very impactful. But that's a good point, though, Ted Cox. Salute to you. He's very impactful. I don't think very many people look at his impact and what he brings to the table, and that's what I said. I said the only way that the Suns are gonna have any slight of a chance is if Mikal Bridges, guys like Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton step it up. We all know that Chris Paul gonna do what he do. Even though the previous game, Chris Paul, he had got in terms of points and stuff. He had got locked up by um, by Jones. But I really feel like Mikal Bridges is everybody often talks about Chris Paul being the important person of the team. Okay, well if we want to go there, one could argue between DeAndre Ayton and between Mikal Bridges, they're the heart and soul of that team. Now that's just my opinion. Uh, Hitman X, man, that brother might have a different take on it. But just from looking at it, because I've been really following the Suns this whole entire season. I always follow him because, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to Devin Booker, I went to bat for Devin Booker. You know, I went to bat for Devin Booker. All the stuff that they would say about him now, he ain't he ain't no Kobe Bryant or whatever, like people be saying. But I don't have a problem with Devin Booker. Do I think he's soft? Nah. Do I think that do I care about his attitude and all that other bullshit? Nah. The motherfucker can play. But now that he has a team around him and everything, you see he's able to flourish more. But it's all about having guys that can do multiple things. And this is what the league is. This is what the league is becoming, and I'm loving it. You have multiple guys on that squad that could do pretty much anything. Yeah, especially with their length. But yeah, he's a hybrid Michael Cooper. That's what he is, in my opinion. Because with Michael Cooper, what's up with it, JMJ? I see you in the building. With Michael Cooper, he's able to he's able to run the floor. He's able to get you a bucket. He's able to run, like I said, score in transition. And on top of that, his calling card is defense. And he made the 3 and D position he revolutionized it. A lot of people don't give him that credit, but he revolutionized the position. I mean, he started the Bruce Bowens, the the Marcus Smarts. Now you have Mikael Bridges, which he's not just 3-and-D though. Mikael Bridges can actually score. But the Sun, I think the Suns are gonna. You said the Suns management has more faith in Bridges than Ayton because they gave Bridges the huge extension. Well, I mean, you could say that, but I don't really look at it like that, because Ayton is just as important. What's up with it, Stephen Green? I see you in the building. Ayton is just as important. I listen. Those are my guys on that Suns team because everybody's like, why you like Ayton so much? Ayton brings a lot to the table. Ayton, he'll bounce back. Ayton is one of the more consistent bigs in the league. If you really want to look at it, I know last year he was more of a roller coaster. This year he's been way more consistent. Like he didn't have too good of a game against Valanciunas. I would say the first, the last game, but the game before that, he had a double double. I think he had like 24, 26 points and 15 rebounds and a block or two. But Aiden deserves it. He deserves his money just as well as Mikael Bridges. You got to have a force in the middle, and not only that, he's able to pick the brain of a guy like JaVale McGee. Yes, I said pick his brain. Regardless of what you want to say, JaVale McGee, he's still a champion. You can't take that away. And he was an important piece to the Warriors championship as well as the Lakers championship. Playing his role off the bench, still able to get you in double figures. You say you hope Bridges retires a son, a guy like Bridges' talent traded is type. Yeah, man. Hey, and we could have had him. Hey, Stephen Green. He brought up a good point about what's up with the True Viking. I see you in the building, Quinn. He brought up a good point about Mikael Bridges, about him, being a Sixer. I mean, oh boy, if we would have had Mikael Bridges, that would have been phenomenal because he would have been a guy, and it's no knock to Matisse Thybulle because I like Thybulle a lot, but I think if we're looking at the grand scheme of things, more Mikael Bridges brings more to the table than Matisse Thybulle, and I like some Thybulle, man, but he brings a lot to the table. And the Phoenix Suns, Monty Williams is showing, we got to give credit to Monty Williams too. Monty Williams is showing his ability, time and time again to be able to adjust. Some adjustment, some adjustment periods take longer than others. Like when you got a talent like D Book that goes out, sometimes you're gonna scramble to do what you got to do, and sometimes it's gonna be a little bit easier for others, more so. Um, you said Cam Johnson is my favorite bench player. I mean, yeah, but I don't think that Cam Johnson should have been in the running for. I think it was. What did they have Cam Johnson up there for? I think it was. I want to say most improved or something like that. What's up with it, True? I see you in the building. Nah, man, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You think the Suns is not gonna? Not at all. And plus, he already got his money. They already gave him a bag. He's comfortable. He's in a great situation right now. They are not gonna let him go at all. And to be real with you, Stephen Green, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way our front office is and how in disarray we are, I wouldn't want that for a player like Mikal Bridges. Being there with Daryl Morey and all them motherfuckers, hell no. It's sad what we going through right now. We're about to be on an epic collapse, man. If we lose, I'm not banking on the fact that we winning. I'm banking on the fact that we might lose. I mean, would I like to have them? Absolutely, but it's highly unlikely, Steven. We got like a lot of wishful thinking, man, and it's something I don't want to get my hopes up about. But yeah, I like Cam Johnson, even though man earlier what he did to Julius Randle. Me and the brother Hitman X was talking about earlier in the year, man. He rode for his player though, man. I can't be mad at him. Nah, but we not getting a guy like we've already, Steven, you gotta think about it. We've already gave up so much. I mean, we gave up picks, we gave up a future. If you really want to look at it as a future, well, we also got to look at Seth Curry, even though he's been in the league for he's been in the league for a while, but he still got some youth on his side. But I mean, we gave up a lot to get James Harden, and now people got to question whether or not he's even deserving of the bag. And we all know the answer to that. He's not deserving of no bag, no bag at all. You got to listen. This is retired AI shows more effort rooting in front row than most of the Sixers players on the floor. Yeah, I know. And guess what? Guess what? Ted Cox. Allen Iverson said he wants to be a part of our front office. They don't want to let him in there. Give him a shot. Give him a shot, man. Like, look, him being an advisor would be fine. Cause guess what? What has the other players done? Since AI has led us to the 2001 finals. And I know what people gonna say. Oh well, it wasn't all AI. No, 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 no. No, it wasn't all AI. But I mean, pretty much he was the best player on that squad. In my opinion, though, the most important player was Eric Snow. You could say Eric Snow, and you could say to a lesser degree a guy like a Dikembe Mutombo. Man, what is going on? Oh, but I mean, yeah, we need him in the front office. I would like Doc. I would like Doc to still be there. Because I was talking about Doc, not Doc Rivers, and I wouldn't mind Doc Rivers being there. Look, Doc Rivers, he could do a good job in the front office. I think he could do what Brad Stevens is doing with the Celtics. Okay, okay, maybe you can't, maybe the players ain't really buying in anymore. Go to the front office and flex your muscle that way. But we got to make some changes, man. We got to blow that thing up. Everybody talking about the Lakers need an overhaul. Shit, we need an overhaul, and that's what we pretty much they did. What they did was a messed up overhaul. Yeah, Aaron McKee. Yeah, Aaron McKee was important too. I don't think Aaron McKee gets a lot of credit either. Aaron McKee was extremely important. Hey, Ted Cox, you must be a Sixers fan. I don't know too many Sixers fans. The only Sixers fans I know are Stephen Green, myself, and Florid. Oh, and Annie K. I forgot Annie K. Shout out to Annie K. Queen, wherever she's at. Those are the only Sixers fans I know. And then I got a whole bunch of people that are Westbrook fans. Um, like me, the brother Turra for TV, um, True Viking, like she like Russell Westbrook. Uh, what you call it? LeBron is gloat. Um, she likes. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, so you're a Lakers fan? Damn. Woo, man. No wonder you've been kind of quiet about them. You've been kind of quiet about them Lakers, man. You said that real quick. No, I'm a Lakers fan, but I've been watching basketball my whole life. We gonna stay right there for a minute now. We gonna stay right there for a minute now. I'm not mad at you though. Have you been watching Winning Time, the documentary? I'm enjoying that. I've been enjoying that, man. I think Two Rod's doing an excellent job of breaking down the videos. I don't want any smoke about my Lakers. Nah, well, look, it's it's more so about what the front. Listen, I know people are gonna trip out about what I'm about to say right now, and they're gonna be like, "Polo, you mean your take? You're capping on your take right now." But it's more so about what the front office is not doing better, rather than what the player's inability to do. If that makes any sense. Okay, so let me give you a perfect example. Y'all are the ones that wanted to let LeBron make all the decisions and call all the shots or whatever. And then what do? Okay, then you want to, when things ain't going your way and stuff like that, and it's not going in the direction that y'all wanted to, well, guess what? Then y'all want to come with the statement saying, okay, well, from here on out, we're going to make the decision. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. What you should have been doing a long ass time ago. When it came to AD, look, everybody's like, oh, yeah, wait till AD gets healthy. Hey, you're going to be waiting a lifetime, buddy. You're going to be waiting a lifetime. You know why? Because AD wasn't healthy. AD hasn't been fully healthy in the last, I would say, 3 seasons. I mean, come on, man. This guy, he stays getting hurt. And before we start sitting here blaming Vogel and blaming Westbrook, uh, blaming LeBron and all this other stuff, you got to turn to your head and look at some of these guys that haven't even been playing. Kendrick Nunn. I like Kendrick Nunn too, but a lot of it is your fault too. And I don't want to hear none of this stuff about, oh yeah, well, that guy's injured. Okay, dog. There have been players that worked to get back to do what they to do what was necessary to help the team. What's it called? Robert Williams. That's why I respect his ass so much. Robert Williams has been hurt quite a bit, but Robert Williams get right back out there on the floor. He was out there in less than I think somebody was saying less than 30 days after a meniscus, after surgery. I mean, we gotta really start addressing some of these things. But see, y'all want to stay under one condition. The league is about to move on. The league is seeing that they can survive without LeBron, without talking about one. Well, they're always going to talk about the franchises. You know, they're always going to talk about Boston. They'll always talk about Lakers. They'll even talk about Chicago to a certain degree. You know, they had to force them to talk about. They saw how the kids were jumping on a guy like Stephen Curry. They saw how the kids loved Stephen Curry and how it was so great of him to be a guy that was well, I'm not gonna say undersized, but be under 6'5" and be stroking it the way that he is from 3 pointers, and they thought it was cool, and a lot of guys thought it was an inspiration because they're like, okay, well, wait a minute, I can I can shoot too. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm up in here trying to do like several different things. You said I didn't like how LeBron rushed and froze out Melo when he was making shots. Yeah, man, and see, I didn't want neither one of them on the squad like that. You know, to be honest with you. See, that's the thing. Um, Shout out to Goat Mike. All right, that's still my nigga, man. We got a bet going. He owed me that money for that college. But shout out to Goat Mike. Goat Mike had made a good point, man. Goat Mike, we had talked about this a long ass time ago about why it wouldn't be a good idea because he didn't want what's it called on the Lakers anyways. He didn't want Dame Lillard on there. He didn't want Russ on there. And I tried to give some sort of optimism, but he was like, nah, it's not gonna be a good idea, man. And he was one of the first ones to say it because he's a Lakers fan, and now you're seeing why. And he was talking about, I think he talked about Melo too. A bad idea of having Melo on there too. And it wasn't because Melo couldn't play and all this other stuff. It's just the fact that okay, it's not going to be a good situation because the environment is too toxic. And then they're going to be the fall guys too. I mean, you see who was the fall guy the most of the year? It was Russell Westbrook. And true enough, he brought it on himself a lot in the beginning of the season. But in the second half of the season, he pretty much he made a lot of significant changes, especially like when it came to taking care of the ball and cutting down on his turnovers, and he was much more efficient. But yeah, I didn't like it for Melo, you know, and I want Melo to go out winning the championship, even if he has to take a lesser role to do it. That's probably what's going to end up happening. What's the matter? You know, everybody likes to get a. You know, look, I was happy of the fact that Russ was going back home, but there was a lot of people that were saying that this was going to be a bad idea. You know, and the guys in the LDBC community, the brothers, they had all said that it was a bad idea. I mean, I could name about at least 15 people on there. What's up with it, Gene? I see you in the building, bro. Haiti up in here, man. Oh, Gene, bro, man, hey, you be coming out the woodwork, bro. Shout out to Haiti, man. Shout out to the Haitians and the Cubans and the Dominicanas and the Dominicanos. Sh- Shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to Trinidad, all the West Indies. Shout out to Tobago. Shout out to the Virgin Islands. Shout Shout out to all of my islanders out there. Shout out to all of them. They got a whole different mentality. You heard me? You said, and LeBron stat pattern down by 30. Uh, bad look. Yeah, you know, and see, I wanted to see, like, I'm one of them type Ted Cox that it's like, okay, okay, we're gonna criticize LeBron and criticize Harden and stuff like that. Okay, well, make it better. Make it make sense to me. What's your fucking end game? What are you gonna do to get better? And that's what LeBron was not doing. He needed to work on the intangibles. But when you're talking about a guy like Kareem and it's right in front of your face and the media is driving that narrative, I mean, of course it's gonna make him play play a little bit different. He was taking more away from his team. And I know some people are gonna try to sit here and argue with me, and then they're gonna bring up KD and all this other stuff. Well, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about what was going on throughout the course of the year. You said, Polo, do you think the Bucks, the Bulls can win against? Man, anybody can win. Anybody can win. Anybody can win, Steven. Man, I don't. You know, Miami could have won. I mean, what's it called? Atlanta could have won. They had a chance almost. They only lost by three. You know, and now but we know that they didn't have Jimmy Butler or Kyle Lowry or whatever. Anybody got a shot right now? Minnesota won last night. Well, no. Hold on, I'm tripping. Yeah, Memphis won last night. I just had to make sure I was correct. Yeah, it was Memphis because I know that was a close ass game. Sorry about that. But like anybody could win, and they were down. They had to crawl back away. They had to crawl back into that game again, and they were facing a lot of adversity. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. had gotten foul trouble, but anybody can win, Stephen. Man, it just takes a certain amount of heart and grit. The Phoenix Suns, I mean, the New Orleans Pelicans are proving to people that okay, you don't need what you call like multiple superstars in order to get it done, man. They're playing a powerhouse team, man. I know people gonna be like, oh well, that's cap. Man, they shorthanded. Da, 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 da. Hey, they still got to go out there and play, and they still got scoring punches. They still got guys that can get you buckets. They still got guys that can play defense, and they still got excellent coaching. I don't know. I'm not a fan of all these excuses and oh this person's hurt, that person's hurt, and all this other stuff. I don't. Still got to go next man up, man. And the greats will tell you that. Bane, yeah, Bane, yeah, because it was John Morant is great as John Morant is and what he was doing, man. Sometimes I just want John Morant to just get a little bit less out of control. What I've been talking about for quite some time. I don't want John Morant to have to be always, everything ain't got to be a dunk. You know what I'm saying? And he missed the dunk last night when he could have just laid the ball up. And then, him being out of control too. I don't like the fact that, he'll be falling down and stuff like that on the floor. Him and Patrick Beverly, they had some falls that could have, man, it could have been really nasty. And I don't like seeing that. But yeah, Bane is a great example though, JMJ. I mean, a combination of Bane and Jared Jackson Jr., Jones, all of those guys, all of those guys, man, they're doing an excellent job. And like I said, Taylor Jenkins, he deserves his credit. Taylor, they haven't. Nobody has talked about Taylor Jenkins. Nobody. It's like, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Maybe that's a lot of people bias because I do want Monty Williams to get it though. I want the black guy to get it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's no knock on any other race or whatever, but it'd be wonderful. I would have liked to see Monty Williams get Coach of the Year, and also at the same token, James Jones get executive of the year at the same time. Hold on 1 second, y'all. But it would have been great. It would have been great to see. And I would like Mark Jackson to come back, and look, I don't want Mark Jackson to come back and they put him in a in a tumultuous situation, because guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna blame Mark Jackson, and guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna do the "see, I told you so" theory. If that makes any sense, they're gonna be like, "You see, we shouldn't have let him back. We shouldn't have let him back coaching again, and all this other stuff." You mean to tell me a guy can't get a job since 2014, man? 8 years? That's ridiculous, man. All for his beliefs. All for his beliefs, man. And it might have coincided with some other stuff or whatever, but we know what the real Achilles heel was. And he does a great job being a commentator. He does a great job being a commentator, but we know where his passion lies. You could just tell by the way he's talking the game. He's keeping his cool. He's keeping his composure. But I know in his mind, man, he's like, man, I'm ready to get out of. I'm ready to start developing these guys because he's got a great eye for talent. But nobody wants to come to their senses about that. But hey, y'all make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Um, Polo Sports Talking Entertainment, man, and I'll get at y'all later.